I'm a huge fan of people experience. I believe that actually you can have the best products, the best services, but actually what's behind them is the human being.
Welcome to Twimbit podcast. In today's episode, we talk with Martine Williamson, Director of Customer Experience with Astro. Twimbit recently completed a study on the top companies in Malaysia to ace customer experience. We benchmarked all companies in Malaysia on 4 pillars: customer service, digital experience, employee experience, and brand experience. As a result of the study, we narrowed down the top 10 companies who ace it. And congratulations to Astro, which is in one of the top 10 companies to ace customer experience in Malaysia. So delighted that Martine Williamson is here to talk to us about what they do at Astro to help them be in the top 10 in Malaysia. So welcome, Martine, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me. Delighted to come and chat about customer experience.
Thanks, Martine. So we did a study on the Malaysian market to identify the best companies to ace customer experience. We benchmarked companies on 4 distinct parameters. We looked at customer service, employee experience, digital experience, and brand story. And we aggregated the score and the performance of companies across about 16 different parameters in these 4 categories. And Astro emerged as one of the top companies in that regard. So maybe first up, I want to start off by asking Martine, hey Martine, tell us a bit about your journey in customer experience. Where did you start your career? How did you end up in customer service, customer experience, and your role here at Astro?
Sure. So you obviously know by my accent, I'm obviously not Malay. I'm originally from Scotland in the UK. Started my life, I've spent probably the best part of 20 years, which makes me sound quite old actually when I say that out loud. Working in various different sectors actually, in finance, in telecoms, in media, transforming companies to focus on customer experience. And the last 10 years I spent at Sky TV in the UK in the media. And they went on a huge transformation journey over a period of 7 years, really focusing in on putting the customer at the heart of their business and transforming their products and their services. And that brought me to Malaysia, to come and join Astro. I've been here for 18 months. And it's been an absolute pleasure to come here. Obviously, very different world from where I'm used to. But actually, when you strip it back, customers, actually, their expectations are the same world over. And so from a customer experience perspective, it's been great to try and understand how can we deliver what customers want to see from a pay TV provider here in Malaysia.
What is the biggest difference, Martine, between customers in UK and customers in Malaysia?
I would say the only difference is probably timing. Actually, they're more digitized in the UK. So things like automated payments through your banking is the norm now, but it wasn't certainly 10 years ago. And so customers now definitely want to do things more from a digital perspective. But other than that, actually, they just want great content, right? They want great entertainment. They want to be able to watch it on various devices. But yeah, they've got more similarities than differences, I would say.
And you moved here right in the thick of the pandemic, just as the pandemic. So how easy or difficult was it for you to settle in? And then immediately after you joined, you had a challenging situation with, maybe potentially agents not able to come to office. How did you navigate this entire spectrum?
Yeah, very good question. It was a bit of a baptism of fire. I guess nobody expected it, right? I guess every company had to respond very quickly to a developing situation that none of us had experienced. And I guess, what we wanted to do was to make sure that we continued to provide a service to customers, particularly because everyone was going into lockdown and you're at home. So the one thing you do have is your TV and your entertainment and your broadband. So it was really important that we kept those services going for our customers. it was really important that we could balance doing that as well as looking after our staff. So one of the things that we were quite proud of that we were able to do for our customers was to keep our operations alive by keeping, staff coming in and making sure that we could continue to, play out our content. And where customers needed us, from a customer service perspective, we were there. It wasn't easy. We had some challenges, particularly with our installers couldn't go into customers' homes, because of COVID. And that was the right thing to do. So it meant that we had to delay some of our services, but our customers were fantastic. They really supported us. They understood, the situation that we were in. And I guess, from an Astro and a team perspective, I'm really proud of actually the team, because we all had to really, step up our game and really think about what was important and where we need to focus, what small time and effort that we had, on the things that were important for our customers.
Excellent. So, Astro is, for you now, your competition is global content companies. Internet platforms is competition. You are transforming rapidly from being just a satellite provider to getting into other digital services, streaming services, commerce. So how is this transformation taking place? What are the early results that we are seeing so far?
Yeah, listen, we are very lucky. We've got a really supportive CEO in Henry Tan, who has been a huge advocate for Astro in terms of customer experience. He's very clear that we need to make sure that we put the customer at the heart of everything we do. And so everything we've looked at, in terms of our experience, it's not just even about a customer experience, it's about our product experience, as well as our digital experience. And on our product side, we've done some great things over the last 18 months that I've been here. We've launched the 4K 8 Ultra HD, which you can get on our Ultrabox. We want to become a streaming aggregator, as you've just mentioned, and we've recently just announced a partnership with Disney Plus Hotstar. And we'll continue to build on that, with our HB Go and also iQIYI. So we want to do more in that space, and you'll see more as we as products and services coming through the next few years. And then I guess on top of that, we also have our customer service experience. So the customers just expect the basics from you. Things like looking across our customer touch points. So whether you contact us through the contact centre or online or through our service centres, just be there. Be there when we need you. Fix our problem, or give us the information that we need, and make it seamless and make it simple. That's all customers want. So we've been looking across our touch points to try and improve, how the customers engage with us across each of those different areas. And a big part of that has been, particularly in the contact centre, one of the things that customers didn't like about Astro when I joined was it's really difficult to get through to customer service. So we redesigned our IVR, made it much simpler for customers to get in and speak to our agents when they needed to do that. And that's been well received from our customers. And then for those customers that just don't like talking to us and much prefer actually having something digital, we launched the WhatsApp service. So WhatsApp is a way for our customers to get information and contact us from a digital perspective. So it's now, again, very nice, very easy. And, we've got thousands of customers that interact with us on that channel every day. So it's been really, really popular. And one of the other things we've done is around our bill. We've simplified our bill. Customers said it's quite complicated sometimes to work out, what I'm paying and what what my bill is every month. So we simplified that for customers, and we tested it out with customers before we launched to make sure that it was something that, was going to be well received. So those are the sort of types of things that we've been working on. We've got more to go. We've got lots to come down the pipeline. In terms of measurement, when you're doing something right, when you can ask your customers for feedback, which we do. Every quarter we do some surveys around customer experience. And our customer experience score is very healthy. Customers are telling us you're on the right tracks. Keep going. Keep giving us more.
How would you measure? Do you measure customer success or customer experience success as the CSAT scores or Net Promoter scores? Is there a particular benchmark that you are using and you gravitate more to?
Yeah, we do. We use the NPS and CSAT as our two main, scores for customer satisfaction. So Net Promoter Score obviously is around how, customers recommending our products and our services to other customers. And we measure that, at a group level, across all our content, our products, value for money. But we also measure that actually on an interaction level. So if anybody interacts with us across our touch points, we will survey a customer to say, how was your interaction? Have we fixed your issue? And would you recommend us? So that we just know on a regular basis that, everybody that's delivering customer service at the front line, is doing a really good job and is making sure that all of the stuff that we talk about is being translated in that front line and delivered to our customers every day. So that's the heartbeat that we use to check that we're on the right tracks.
Do you see any difference in the customer experience scores in digital versus the traditional voice channels? Are you seeing any difference? Do you see any trends there?
I would say that we see slightly higher in the digital score, just ever so slightly than the traditional. And I guess part of that is, people that engage with us in the digital channels tend to complete the score more often because they're a bit more digitally savvy, so a bit more engaged to be able to give feedback. But, credit to all of our customers, actually, they're very good at giving us feedback, on our surveys, and they're very honest with us around what they like, what they don't like, what they want to see more of. And that's what we use to feed into our strategy and our, transformation plans.
How do you see the transition from voice to digital? Is it happening rapidly? Did the pandemic in a way accelerate it? Are people willing to do more self-service? What are the trends you are seeing, getting accelerated as a result of this?
Yeah, it's a really good question, actually. Yeah, we did see that, right? Because obviously it was quite difficult to get through to human beings when we were in lockdown because we had a reduced workforce. And we did see customers engaging with us on more of our digital channels, and that's helped us accelerate more of our digital plans so that customers can stay in that channel. We did see some customers drift back. Once the lockdown was up, they started to engage us again through the more traditional channels. But we're hoping that the more we can push more of our great content, more of our great services through the digital, through our apps, that's where customers will choose to engage with us. And we see that with other companies, are moving more in that direction. And I guess that will become this sort of wave of customers to start changing their behavior.
Martine, how about employee experience? You talked briefly about the importance of, making sure staff is safe. How is the emphasis on employee experience changing? And what role does it really play in your ability to deliver great customer experience?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of people experience. I believe that actually you can have the best products, the best services, but actually what's behind them is the human beings. And so for us, it was making sure that everybody loves coming to work at Astro and that they feel responsible for the delivery of customer experience. It shouldn't matter whether you work in technology or whether you work in finance or whether you're on the front line. Ultimately, you're there to deliver a great customer experience. So we've, created a really good culture program at Astro, to try and make sure that we align with our brand program as well as our people program are aligned together, and they are quite seamlessly working together to make sure that we've got, the customer at the heart of what they do. And I know sometimes it can be difficult if you're working in a particular area that feels it's a bit intangible because the customer seems far away from where you are and the work that you do. But actually, the culture program that we work in and bringing that to life has helped those people to feel really connected to the customer.
Are there some specifics in terms of things that you do that could be interesting for other companies to learn, especially from a people experience standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, so for us, it's, as I say, we've created this program that's sort of focused around sort of three pillars. How do we make our people more creative? to make sure that we can value their views and their opinions. Some of them have worked in other companies, so what can you bring to the table? So that creativity around what are the things that we can do to make things much better for our customers. So, giving them the space to be able to be creative and that, to be able to add value to some of those transformations is what we've tried to do. We also make sure that people feel inclusive, that everybody's treated equally, and everybody has a voice. And we also make sure that everybody's accountable, right? So do what you say you're going to do and deliver what you say you're going to do for customers. So really feel like, I have a responsibility, for making sure that Astro as a whole can deliver on our customers. So I think creating some programs around that, creating some visuals around that, building it into their KPIs for the year. How can they contribute throughout the year as part of their performance? To the culture of what we're trying to do for customers is a good way for us to keep it front and center, and also a way for you to maybe measure it with your employees that they are actually contributing.
How do you tie the importance of the brand to customer experience? How does the two come together, and what do you see, let's say, as a customer experience leader and customer service leader? How do you integrate that effectively with the brand strategy or the brand experience?
Yeah, the two things have to go hand in hand, right? They're not mutually exclusive. They go together. Our brand out in the marketplace is measured through our NPS, right? It's measured about how, what do people think of our brand? What did they think of us? Would they recommend us? How loyal are our customers to us, to our brand? And all of that plays through in the way in which you deliver your customer experience. So if you're delivering poor customer experience, your brand is going to be impacted. And so the two things absolutely have to go together. So what we've done quite well and quite seamlessly here at Astro is had our sort of brand roadmap and our customer experience merged together along with our employee culture program, so that they all link together, very well. And it's a nice story to tell both our customers as well as being able to tell our employees, how these things link together.
So Martine, what are your key priorities moving forward? Let's say, what is the ideal customer experience that you want Astro to be able to do a couple of years from today, or a few months from today, or a few days from today?
Yeah, customers' expectations are getting higher, right? They have so much choice now, and we need to be able to be able to respond to them very quickly. So for me, actually, I want to get much closer to our customers, so I want to make sure that we do much more, customer closeness events, really testing things out with our customers. So we've got a really good beta program that's up and running just now. So when we do have a new product, new service, we actually bring our customers in to test it out before it goes mass market. And that gives us a good view of whether some of the assumptions and the designs that we've done are actually going to hit the ground running. So we want to do more in that space, absolutely do more in the digital space, particularly with as we continue with the sort of COVID situation, and we see more of our customers moving into that digital space. So really pushing on our apps and our websites, to make sure that we can drive traffic and customers to engage with us more in a digital manner. And then I just want the customers to be excited about, the new products, services, and content that we're going to be bringing to them. We've got some really exciting plans, and we just hope that the customers love it. And if they don't, then we'll get feedback. We'll understand why, and then we'll rethink and we'll go back out again. And we'll just keep going back around that loop.
Martine, in your personal opinion, other than Astro, which are the other brands that you look up to for customer experience? Who inspires you? And what is it about them that inspires you, so that, is a great learning list for people?
Yeah, I guess there's a couple of brands, right? There's some obvious ones, like your Apples of the world who, I guess when you look at somebody like Apple, they come across as being quite a creative organization, willing to try things that are new and different. And from a customer service perspective, they're not very traditional in the way that they deliver customer service, right? For them, it's all about the sort of experience. Particularly when you go into their shops, you get a feeling that you are important when you go into their shops, irrespective of what you want to do. And I guess all customers love that, right? They love to feel like they're important in that space. And I guess there's a couple of travel places. A couple of the airlines are very good as well. I think some of their, particularly the loyalty programs that they do, the rewarding loyalty and looking after their customers. It's all about feeling, right? As a customer, you want to feel special. You want to feel like, every time I engage with this particular brand, I really enjoy it. I walk away with a warm, fuzzy feeling. And I think there are a few of the airlines get that very well. They do that very well.
Martine, in the time you have been with Astro, what do you think is your proudest moment or the biggest achievement that you have seen or had so far?
So that one's an easy one, actually. It was probably our toughest time. It was during the MCO, when we had to respond, obviously, very quickly to the situation. And right across Astro, we all pulled together and delivered some amazing things for our customers. So we gave them complimentary viewing for customers, because we knew they were going to be stuck at home with families, which we know is difficult, at any given time, never mind for a sort of few months, day and night. We also gave complimentary news so that people could keep up to date with what was happening with the MCO, which was important, so people knew what the changing situation was. We also created some new learning channels. We knew that people's kids were at home, they weren't at school, so it was important to give them something to do with their families. And we actually created some stay-at-home concerts, which was great. These concerts that felt like a bit of normality for people sitting at home and getting some entertainment for them. And we also actually offered some Astro Go channels to non-Astro customers. So we gave 22 channels for people to watch for free, just as a way of saying, keep your chin up, everyone. We're all in this together. So I think that coming together was amazing for us. And we know that some customers were disappointed because their favourite sports weren't on, because all the sports things were cancelled. So, we gave them rebates because, there was no sports. So therefore, we give them some money back so they didn't have to pay. And, as I said earlier, the staff were coming into the office to keep the broadcast and keep our customer service running throughout that time. So I'm hugely proud of the team at Astro. It was a massive team effort. And as difficult as it was, it's definitely the best time that I've definitely had here.
This transition from being a satellite provider to being a streaming provider, can you help us? Can you distill it a bit more for us?
Yeah, it's a good question, right? So I think what you're seeing really with a lot of the pay TV providers and ourselves at Astro is, typically people sit down to watch TV in the living room at home on their big screen. And more what we're seeing with customers is actually they want to be able to watch when they want to watch on any device that they want to watch. And so that's where our transformation is going. That's where we're starting to invest for our customers. And because we have to be able to respond to that. And actually, if you look at the households, the needs are changing. The younger generation in the households, they go to YouTube, to watch whatever they want now, that sort of younger age. So they want something different, in terms of their viewing and their entertainment. And that's what we need to respond to. And that's what we're building towards.
Thank you very much, Martine. I think that was an excellent, inspiring discussion. The key takeaways for me are clearly, one, the focus and the rigor on operational metrics of customer service, the simple measures of CSAT and NPS. The people transformation initiatives you talked about are, I believe, extremely relevant for every organization as well. And finally, the transformation of Astro from being a satellite television provider to becoming an online streaming company is something that all of Malaysia will be very closely watching. Wishing you and Astro the very success and looking forward to talking to you a year from today to continue to see the progress Astro is making in its transformation. Thank you very much again, Martine.
Thank you very much. It's been great talking to you today. Thank you.